Hello everyone, sorry it's been a little bit over a week since I made my last video. I hope you guys don't mind as I made a lot of videos back then, in that week, more than one actually. But I'm going to show you how I create this kind of animation in Photoshop, like a small GIF kind of animation of my drawings. This one, she actually floats, blinks and smiles and does a peace sign, but I'm going to create a blinking and floating animation for you guys, and I'm going to show you the basics so that you can make it as complicated as you want, because you can basically create anything, although I don't recommend it for making a complete series in animation because Photoshop's animation functions are pretty basic, and they're basically only good for making like small GIFs and stuff. I know some people that make complete animations in Photoshop, but I don't see what the use of it is because there are much better animation programs out there, but I'm not an expert on that. Actually, I don't animate at all apart from this, so don't ask me. I'm going to explain it as clearly as I can, but if you have any more questions, if I'm not being clear enough, please let me know so that I can change something about it and explain some more. So I actually made the drawing already, and I made a drawing of Nicky's Volante because I adore him, he's just so cute. And I'm going to make him blink, and for that I created 4 kind of layers in Psy. I made the basic drawing without the eyes, and then I made 3 like stances, like open, half closed, and closed. And this is enough to create a smooth blinking animation. You can also just use 2, but like 2 frames is only really useful for really small blinks, and I'm going to create a smoother blink, so I'm making 3. I used 3 frames for this one as well, and I think it looks pretty smooth, so yeah, that's good enough for me. In Photoshop I already loaded this in, and I actually made 3 layers with the entire drawing in it, so I can switch between these layers. Because Photoshop actually animates by turning on and off, turning layers on and off. So you basically need to do that. You just need to merge, copy the actual drawing and merge it with the eye layers. So you have 3 versions of your character if you just want to make them blink, but if you want to make them do more, you will have more frames. Okay, to start animating, you have to open the window for animation, and you have to open this by clicking on window and animation. Really basic. Not actions, animation, thank you. This will open this bar at the bottom of your screen, usually at the bottom, depends on where you place it, and it will show you the frames that you have for your animation, which is supposed to be 1 if you haven't animated yet. So I have the first frame, which is basically the frame that we're going to start out with. And to create the animation, we just need to create a second frame. So I'm going to create another frame, and I'm going to leave the eyes open in this one. And I'm going to create another one in which he will close his eyes slightly, and I'm going to turn on this layer and turn off the first layer that we had. In the 4th frame, I'm going to close his eyes completely and turn off the second layer again. And then I'm going to create another frame, and I'm going to open his eyes halfway again and hide the closed eyes layer again, and then I'm going to open his eyes in the last one. Okay, now we have a basic blinking animation. You can adjust the timing according to what you think is nice, but I'm using the 0.1 timing setting. And this is basically the animation that we have now, which is a basic, pretty good basic animation for blinking. But I also want to make him float. Now what's important, and what I have encountered many times in an error, was that when you want to make someone float, you want to make sure that the end ends up properly. So you want to make them go up and down, but you have to make sure that at the end it's in the middle again, and if it ended with going down, you have to go up in the beginning one, you know? So I'm going to create the floating animation, and I'm going to create 3 frames for these each, because they're going to go up once, then twice, and then once, and then neutral. So actually that's 4. I'm going to really slowly count because I am not good at math at math. Yeah, I'm not good at the English language either, but I'm not good at math at all. So I'm going to count and see how I should line them up, and then I'll be back to you. So I'm going to need 10 frames in total for this, and I now have 6. So I'm going to adjust that, and by that I'm going to make the animation longer actually. I'm going to make the animation longer by creating extra frames in which his eyes are open, because nobody blinks 10 times per second. So I'm just going to make extra frames where I need them. Now, in the beginning he has 2 frames with his eyes open, so at the end I'm going to create another frame in which his eyes are open as well. And you just need to create another frame and it will copy the exact same frame that you selected in the first place. So now we have 7, and I'm going to add 1 more here. Now we have 8, 9, and it doesn't have to be even, so I'm just going to create one at the end. So now he blinks every once in a while. And I'm going to play the animation to check if it's nice. Yeah, that's quite nice. Oh, that's not what I wanted to happen. Okay. Thank God for Control-C. So now we have the animation that we can make, that we can let it bounce. Kind of float actually. I keep saying bounce, but it's mostly a floating animation. And the reason why I needed 10 frames is because he will go up and down. And when you have 10 frames, you can make him go up smoothly, down smoothly, and then it will end properly, so you can go up again in the beginning of the animation. So in the first frame, he will be in the middle, and in the second frame, we will use the arrow keys to make him move up a little bit. Make sure that you select the correct layer for this, with his eyes open. And then use your arrow key to move him up 1 pixel. You barely see it, but that's what I did. And it will show you in the history tab that it nudged the layer. In the third one, we're going to make him move up 2 by using the arrow keys again. Now make sure that you use the correct layer, which is still the one with the eyes open. And I make him move up by 2 pixels. And in the fourth one I'm going to move him up 2, and I'm going to select the other layer because he has his eyes half open in this one. I didn't want to adjust the style, thank you. Okay, so make him move up 1. Now we have a neutral one, like in the middle, up 1, up 2, up 1, and then neutral again. So he bounces up once. Now that we're at neutral, we're going to skip that one, and we're going to 6, in which he will move down once. So use your arrow keys again and just press down once. And then in the 7th frame, we're going to move him down twice. Make sure to select the correct layer again. And then in the 8th one, we're going to move him down once again, and then it will stop at neutral again. Wait, I didn't need 10, I needed 9, that's what I mean. I'm bad at math. Wait. Because now he will actually start at neutral. But if we keep the 10th frame, it will just stand in the middle for longer, and we don't want that. We want him to bounce like constantly, so we're just going to delete that 10th one and ignore my bad math skills. So now we have this, and it should bounce and it should blink properly. So we're going to check if the animation's okay. Yep, we got it. He's floating and he's blinking, and that's basically it. That's all we need to do for the animation, but we need to save it so that you can upload it to your Tumblr. And in order to do this, you're not going to save it as a normal file. No, you're going to go to File and you're going to Save for Web and Devices, because this supports saving it as a GIF or GIF, whatever you want to pronounce it as. So go to Save for Web and Devices, and it will give you a different window than you usually get, but it will make a GIF out of it immediately. just wait for it to load. I don't know why it is not loading. Okay, the optimized version isn't loading yet. Okay, now I'm going to change the image size, which you can change right here. Change the tab from color table to image size, and I'm going to make it small as like 500 pixels. So it isn't too big to upload, because Tumblr usually doesn't really allow big file sizes to be uploaded. I don't know the exact limit of GIFs, but you can look that up pretty easily. And now I can check if the loop is, yeah, it's on forever. So it keeps looping and it keeps blinking, it keeps being animated, and you can play it actually in this window as well. And it looks pretty nice. Yeah, I like it. Okay, I'm going to lower the amount of colors because there are not many colors in the drawing and I don't think we need that many. Okay, I'm going to go for 32, that should be enough. Yeah. It's still a high quality image because I actually don't use many colors in drawings like this because I want to keep them simple. And that's what we have, like a complete animation. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to stop the animation for a bit and I'm going to save it, and that's really easy, just press save. And then you can adjust the name and you can check if it's a GIF and then you can save it. And there you have it. That's how you animate and save your GIF and upload it to the web. Well, not really upload it, but I think that's pretty basic. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was useful to you, and I will see you in my next video.